Definitely, there are more. You get more if you work during nights. You get more if you're working during weekends and holidays. But one thing is the law, and one thing is how it works in reality.
And does your company provide any compensation or benefit for overtime?
No.
解放劳工在全球无所不在，不同国家对加班有不同态度吗？来听听外国人分享加班的辛酸故事。
What is your job and how many hours do you work each week?
I'm a lawyer, so I work in a law firm. 40 hours in a week. It's 8 hours on paper, but usually I have to stay a bit later every day. It's like 9 hours. And when there's a lot of work, sometimes it's more.
I work in construction industry. I work as a project safety manager. Usually I work 40 hours as a normal day, but I have 20 hours of overtime. So like each day it goes around like 2 hours per day.
I'm a medical doctor. In Germany, there's a law that you cannot work more than 48 hours a week usually, but there are also contracts with opt-out stuff for night shifts and whatever. So I would say a doctor that works in a hospital in Germany is more like 60 hours a week, but that's not after the law. It's more because we don't have enough doctors usually.
My job, I work in the airport actually, handling of the corporate communication. Maybe more than 8 hours. Depend the job in my company. If there's just a lot of job, maybe little bit overtime.
My job is to be the CEO of the company, and I work 24/7. I sleep and I work.
How do you think about working overtime?
No. Okay, I strongly believe people need to have their own time. They should not be contacted on their vacation. They should not be contacted at night. There is time when there's emergency in the company, but to me, if that happens too often, then you have poor management. If you're a good manager, you know the resources.
I think it's kind of required, especially in law firms in Czech Republic. They take it as like something you need to do, but I think they just tolerate it. I think they tolerate the current status quo. But yeah, it's hard work being a lawyer, especially.
I think no work should take you home. You can work like different countries have moved to like a 4-day work week, and so that's really interesting because it's like, do you do more efficient things when you have time? So be efficient.
Is it cool? No. Is it necessary? Sometimes yes. Necessary evil fits it best. Sometimes you gotta do it. Or then if the person is in the hospital and late surgery comes in, what you gonna do? Say like, oh well, wait with tomorrow and with your emergency. No, so you gotta do it.
Yeah, of course. If surgeries take longer, for example, or stuff, it just takes longer. Of course, you're not happy with it, but you have to do it.
I'm fine with doing it if there's compensation, but also if it happens regularly, then it's a planning problem because people have a contract for 40 hours, so it's not right to push people for more regularly, in my opinion.
Do you have any special or memorable working overtime experience?
One time, one of our job, there was an immediate installation of power. That work should need to be done in 10 hours. But when we go and check, it's a 3 kV power, we have to release. It took 17 hours continuously. And we worked and we finished it. We got appreciation because, if we didn't, we only worked for 8 hours, and maybe other people, for 10 hours, they may not get the power. You feel like, how do you feel like if you don't have power for 10 hours? So we have to take it sometimes.
But it happened to me once that I sent something to a client, and he was supposed to check it if it's all right with him, and he waited for like a week or something, and then Friday night he sent it like, do it right now, I need to check it and it needs to be done right now. It's like, you've had it whole week. Like, yeah, well, I was kind of like dead inside, you're kind of happy inside that your work will end in like 1 hour, and you see the email and it pops up on your screen.
因为我们那公司还有大陆那边的同仁，有一次那边大陆有个阿弟，他就问我说，叫我今天晚上standby下来。然后后来我好像已经等到7点，然后我就问他说我还要 standby 吗？然后他就一直没回我，就他自己就下班，就等于说我等那个小时，我也没有加班费。
I had one case where a hotel was not getting their reservations into their system, and they just kept getting guests coming to them saying, I have a reservation with you. They didn't know what was up, so I had to stay a little bit longer to make sure that this is solved so they can have an easier job, basically.
Does your company provide any compensation or benefits for overtime?
Of course, because my overtime, like I work for 8 hours. The 2 hours of overtime, they pay me double.
Originally, as I know, my friends are having overwork a lot. Some company gives them the overwork fee, but some other not major companies are not doing it.
Generally additional pay. We have workers' compensation laws that dictate what range of pay they get for overtime and holiday pay. So
we do, definitely. There are more. You get more if you work during nights. You get more if you're working during weekends and holidays. But one thing is the law, and one thing is how it works in reality.
And does your company provide any compensation or benefit for overtime?
No, because we're not a big company, so we don't have like big benefits.
Do you think like this kind of overtime should be paid?
Should be, yeah.
That heavily depends on the company you are, since overtime often, at least in my sector, is not paid at all. You basically have a contract that says you get paid this much and it doesn't matter how much you work. Maybe you get pizza. Well, I heard debates if it's legal or not, but it's the reality, so we'll not judge on legal stuff. I'm not a lawyer.
如果你也想成为下一位爆红创作者，请打开下方资讯栏连结，一起来投稿吧。